All right, hey guys, this is a short tutorial on the process we want to follow when adding new people from check-in. This won't so much go into the hardware and setting up the printers as it will what we really want to achieve out of Elvanto. So the first thing you want to do is go to gatewaychurch.net.au, and then from here you can go resources, volunteer login, and that'll take you to Elvanto, our back end. And then go ahead and log in with your normal details. And that will take you to either a screen like this, or it might have even taken you to this screen. From here, what you want to do is go admin area, services, and click on upcoming services. Go to the service that you want to do. Let's go next Sunday and click check-in. This is the screen where you check people in from. Over here you can set up your printer or do testers or anything like that. And then normally you could search someone and add them here, just like that. But for now, what we want to do is focus on adding people, which would be this button up here. Before I do add someone though, I just want to show you the end product of what we're trying to achieve. So let's just skip over to our kids people category and grab a random person. This is what a kid's profile looks like. This is the data we're trying to store here. So we've got first name, last name, the date of birth, which figures out their age, gender, location, and demographics. Then we've also got dietary and medical requirements. You'll notice that we're not storing a mobile number, we're not storing an email address, we're not storing a postal address, and that's because a child doesn't really have any of those things, and it can get a bit confusing if you put the parents' details in the kid's profile. So what we do instead, we still keep that information, but what we do is we create their family. You'll see here we've got the primary right here, and if you click on their profile, we've got that information here. So if ever we need to contact a parent, if there's been an emergency in kids or anything, this is where we'd go to get that information. This just keeps our kids' profiles looking like what they should look like, not getting confusing as they get older or anything like that. So let's create a family. We'll just duck back to where we were, to our Sunday service check-in. And we want to go add person or family. From here, if the family already exists and you're just adding a new child, you could do that here, but we're going to create a whole new family. So that'll bring up a screen that looks like this. Now this screen isn't quite ideal. There is some information missing off it, but we're working with Elvanto at the moment to be able to customize this screen to give us what we want. So we're going to leave the people category as new people. We're not going to add an email address. We're not going to add a phone number. We're going to create their last name, and we're going to leave the mobile number blank as well, because once again, generally a family doesn't share all of that information. A family doesn't have a communal mobile number. That comes in the specifics later on. So the first person we want to create is the primary contact. This will probably be either mum or dad or maybe a grandparent. We're going to create John, and we want to get John's birth date. So let's just say that John was born on the 3rd of March 1966. We want to get a mobile number for John. We really need this so that we can contact them in the future if we need to, or if there's any emergency during a service, we've got someone to contact. The relationship will be the primary contact. School grade will be none, and then the email address as well we want to put in. We want to get as much information as possible. It's not just information for information's sake, but it's so that we can, take these people on a journey in the future and from a safety point of view as well. Second thing we want to do is click this add button over here, and this is where we're going to create our child. So John has a daughter called Jess. We want to get her birth date as well. We'll say she was born on the 4th of April in 2010. Now, Jess, if she's only 8 years old, she probably doesn't have a mobile number, so we're just going to leave that one blank. Relationship, the child, school grade, I don't even know what grade you're in if you're 8 years old, but we'll say she's in grade 3. And then email address we can leave blank as well because she probably doesn't have one of them, and we're not really looking to store the child's personal information. So then we've got all our info we need. One thing you will notice is that there's no spot here for the demographic or for the dietary and medical information. That's the thing that I'd love to see added to this screen, but for now we're going to do that at a later point. But it is really important when we're creating new people and signing them in that we ask still at this point if they have any dietary or medical requirements. It's really important that we ask that this early on. So, let's say they've got a peanut allergy, and we'll just stick that in the back of our head for now. From here we go save. And that's going to take us to the check-in screen. So now Jess has been created in the system, John is as well, and we can check them into our service. We can print the labels to give them their stickers, and then we're going to go finish. That's going to try and print a label, but I'm not connected at the moment, so that won't matter. So now we've created Jess, and she's been checked in. Last thing I'd like to do is we still need to add that dietary and medical requirement. Once again, this isn't quite ideal, but it's all we've got at the moment. So say that Jess did have a peanut allergy. What we would do, let's leave our check-in screen because that's going to be important that we have that still there for the next family in line. But we're just going to duck over and open up a new tab. And then we want to search Jess Smith. Go on her profile. Now, her profile looks at this at the moment, which is a little bit different to what I showed you before. But if we scroll to the very bottom, or not quite the very bottom, we can still see the dietary and medical requirements. And we're just going to jump in here and we're going to say she's nut intolerant. And we're going to say peanut allergy. And then we're going to click save. Now that information's stored, it'll be printed on her label and will be safe as we know it. That's all you really need to do to create a person. The one last thing that would happen is during the week, myself or one of the Elvanto team would come in, realise that she's a child in the new people category, and we would jump over and change her people category to kids. And then her profile would look like what we showed before. The other thing that's not stored, which might need to be in the future, is gender. I'll be able to do that. We've got her location stored. I would say if she's 8, she's in junior primary, and that would be all our information saved. And then we've got a profile, it's set up, it's good to go. We've got the family stored down here. If we need to contact them in any way, shape or form, we've got all their information there. This really is a priority from a safety point of view, but also from a caring point of view, that we be able to contact people. Specifically from a safety point of view, if we have a child in the system who has no information stored and she's not hooked to a family at all, so there's no way of knowing who she is, how to get in contact her or anything like that, the safest thing that I'll do is I'll actually just delete her and she'll need to be added again the following week. To make sure that we get that information right. So if you have any issues with people disappearing, it's probably because they weren't created correctly, and from a safety point of view, we needed to delete them. That should be all that you need to know about adding a person. Once we get those little bits of info fixed around customizing that screen, I'll let you know, and we'll probably remake this video. But if you have any other issues, please just email elvanto@gatewaychurch.net.au. And me or one of the team will get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks. Bye.